Alright, so starting a little earlier today because I have some stuff to do later, but still playing the same list with the green splash for Destructive Revelry. Still think that Amulet's really good, and if Amulet is good enough, or rather if Dryad is good enough that you want to be playing Destructive Revelry, or that you would want to be playing Destructive Revelry, then it's good to bring in because it does have some nice flexibility over Smash midrange. So let's just get into it. This is the list. Alright. Let's try and get a better record than 3-2. Which should only be dependent on me. Alright, match 1. Get my little sheet to take note of the matchups. This is a popular player, but I don't know what he plays. This ends fine. A little painful on the mana, but we can work with this. Just skip the turn here. The way you can tell it's a good player is from the icon. It's an exclusive icon from something. So that's how you know it's a good player. Oh, actually, I don't have anything to combat this Arbor Elf. Unless I draw it there. Huh. Good draw, good draw. I think that on the draw you want to kill the Arbor Elf first. This is definitely Ponza. Yeah. Hopefully, no Skews would be good because I have no way to deal with Skews. Ren 6 is fine. Bone Crusher is annoying because it hits my Goblin guide. I might actually play Eidolon into the Bone Crusher just because the matchup is close enough that Eidolon just being that like making him play some removal on it is good, but then Bone Crusher gets really strong. Because Black Bone Crusher has natural card advantage, and getting an Eidolon removed when you play it is not great. Skews, yeah, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. It can eat now. Yeah. I think that I need to remove the Arbor Elf, as I feared he had Stomp. It should be fine. If he shocks himself here, he's just doing me a favor. He's denying the 2 life gain from this. Okay. Another Eidolon. It's a bit risky. But I think I'm actually fine with playing the second Eidolon. A Glorybringer. A Glorybringer here is actually pretty annoying. He shouldn't do this. Oh well, I'm actually dead next turn, right? Yeah. Wait, why didn't I block? Wow, why didn't I block? I can't win. Right, yeah, but the 2 life gun from Skuz were actually super relevant. Wait, he exerted Glorybringer, right? If I attack here... So what do I do here? Okay, I don't think that I can... Well... Okay, let's think for a bit here. If he has a bolt, I just lose. You can bolt this. He has a Bloodbraid Elf, I also lose. If he has anything that's hasty, I lose, but I think that... I want to believe that he wouldn't have played this and exerted it if he could have removed my... He's gonna gain 1. That's relevant. He might gain 2 if he kills my Eidolon. Oh, but I can't attack. I can't attack here, yeah. Because he then untaps with Glorybringer and he kills me through the air. I need to block this. And... he's gonna gain 1. He's gonna go to 14, so I don't think I can realistically do something. Because if I take this 5, I'm locked out of spells, yeah. I'm gonna lose game 1, but he might make a mistake. He might try to remove the Eidolon to get some damage through. And I'll be at 1. And if I top deck 3 damage spell, maybe I can win. Or a Boros Charm. So I'm banking on my opponent making a mistake here. Because I still think that removing the Arbor Elf was the correct choice. He has an Utopia Sprawl, but this hand isn't too scary. And if I do remove the skews, I'm in a better position. I don't know, so many times they keep flimsy hands just because of good acceleration. Even if you mess with that acceleration, you can kind of do stuff. And Skews is one of those cards that covers that whole. Yep, I need to block here. Which means I absolutely cannot win, unless they make a mistake. Gonna go up to 14. He has a Vista, so it's unlikely that he does a mistake. Plays that Bone Crusher here. Go up to 15. That's a problem. I would hope my opponent just taps out for like a big board. That's that's my ticket here. Yeah, because he does this, and I can answer. But he'll always just do it again. And just do it again. And does it again. And now I'm locked out of winning here. I would have even gotten the bolt. It sucks, but it happens. Alright, let's think. Vortex is probably good. Okay, first of all, Eidolon is bad. Vortex might be good, and a couple of paths might be good too. I don't want to bring in Destructive Revelry because I also don't want to bring in too many white cards because they do keep they should keep Blood Moon in. It's not super strong against me, but it works. So I don't think I can be bringing too many. I don't think that I can bring in too many cards. I have to keep the Eidolon, which sucks. I'm just not sure, because they should keep Moon in, right? They don't side out Moon, or do they? It cuts me from white, so it's decent enough. And I'd rather have Eidolon as a chump blocker than Boros Charm as a dead card. No lands. Okay, this hand's good. I'm bottoming the Eidolon here. Well, let's keep the Eidolon. Well, no. I'm gonna do something weird. I'm gonna bottom Swiftspear. Because I definitely want to open with Goblin Guide. I want to get Eidolon on the field ASAP. And then Swiftspear is just awkward. If he plays an Arbor Elf, I'm killing it here over the Eidolon. That's somewhat surprising. But that does mean that this Lightning Helix will probably hit. Which is good. He has Bone Crusher here. Ooh, no Bone Crusher? Ah, I kinda wanna save this land. Kinda wanna save this land, not gonna lie. Oh, a Braid, okay. Yeah, I wanna save this land. It's gonna play a threat eventually. And I'm not too pressed on getting damage in. If he plays Clothes here, I'm kinda screwed. I'm still kinda screwed. Scavenging Ooze. Sure, I get to kill it, which is fine. Ooh, and he didn't respect that I can kill it. Sadly, I can't play the Boros Charm here. It's probably a Glorybringer, which is fine, honestly. I'm quite ahead. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. I'm gonna wait in case he tries to gain some life, like a Bailoff. Okay, he's out of options now. Let's just... and then get another damage spell, which is good. Alright. So he might have boarded out Moons, actually. He might be playing a more reactive game plan, which makes me want to side out this Eidolon. Yeah. I'm a little bit more confident about my game 2 plan. Which means... this hand's not great. This hand's not great. It's not enough damage. This hand's not great either. Missing the white. I'm missing lands for the 2 copies of Searing Blaze. Although... yeah, I don't even have turn 1 removal in case he plays an Arbor Elf. I think I need to keep though, and I'm bottoming the Boros Charm because I value Searing Blaze in this matchup. Hopefully he doesn't play an Arbor Elf. Ah, yeah, that's a problem. I just bottomed that, that's fine. Okay. I'm not in the best position, but... as long as I draw a land here. I need to draw a land, and I need him to not play Clothes. This is a weird play. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's not fine, that's not fine. Yeah, I think I had to risk it still. I don't think I can just play... Yeah, this is definitely a problem. But I don't think that I can play all that well around... I don't think I can mull to 5 in that situation. Get a land. I have to shock myself, which sucks. The game's not lost. I do have Vortex. But the cloth is just too good. If this is a Glory Bringer, I just lose. Oh, that's actually decent. Oh, Cloth is a creature now. I'm basically dead. Yeah, I'm dead here. Yeah, maybe a one-liner with Skewer wasn't my best decision ever. So yeah, I definitely should have mulled to 5 there. I'm on the draw, so it's not as rough. And if I find something, I'm in a better position. And somewhat ironically, maybe that first hand would have been good. Sure, it's 4 lands. It's 10 damage from the get-go with a Skullcrack, which is good against Clothis. And any gas I draw might be enough. Although if I'll assume that if I am playing a Lava Spike turn 1, then it just goes Clothis turn 2, which is a problem if I don't draw into Vortex or additional Skullcracks. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better. This hand's not great, it has Eidolon, so I'm gonna keep it. It's game 1. Gonna pass in case he plays something that I need to kill. And this is the reason that Seal of Fire is, in my opinion, good. Because I get to play turn 1 shock, basically, which is not great. But... So it's Scapeshift. Should be fine. This is not a Lurrus game. So I think I can afford to just not play my white source. He needs a bolt here. Oh, he's actually playing blue. Honestly, didn't expect that. I'm attacking here. Okay, so now I'm on the racing situation. Maybe I should have played Sunbaked Canyon. Because... Yeah, I should have played Sunbaked Canyon, and here's the reason why. I don't want to make my Skullcrack too obvious, and double red is basically only Skullcrack. Whereas if I play the Sunbaked Canyon, I'm threatening Boros Charm and Helix, but I am also showing that I might be in the market to just crack this. I'm gonna Skullcrack here. It plays into Cryptic Command, Then I get to replay Eidolon. Lightning Bolt's a good draw. Right now with Seal of Fire on the table, I'm basically untouchable with this Eidolon. Yeah, I could just kill it. Say go. Going to bolt here just to test what he has. I'll assume that he doesn't play. I'll assume that he doesn't play any life gain game 1 aside from Uro. That's such a weird play. I miss lethal by 1 if I Skullcrack here. I'll reserve my right to do that next turn. If he plays something, then Eidolon plus the Skullcrack plus Seal of Fire is lethal. Okay, I'm not gonna crack the Sunbaked Canyon because white. Searing Blaze is actually decent here. Sir, yes sir. Stuck on 5 lands, which actually means he has a lot of gas. Ooh, and Field of Ruins, problem. Hour of Promise. That's actually fine. Now I do have to crack this. And that works, yeah. Yeah, because you can't force it, because it takes 2 from Eidolon, and yeah. Alright, so this is, what was that? I'll assume that's Temur Scapeshift. Might just be Simic Hour of Promise. I think I definitely want Vortex. I have to assume that he's on Uro. Surgical is good. Searing Blaze is actually not terrible with the sharks, but I don't think it's much worth it. I actually like Seal of Fire, precisely because of sharks. I think this is my side here. Alright. Again, winning game 1 is really important as burn. Send's actually really good. Hopefully... So no turn, it's Steamer. Our land situation is actually pretty cool. These games can come down to the life total. Okay, so it would be easy to throw Goblin Guide under the... Rather, it would be easy to just try and cast Vortex. I think I'm gonna do the Eidolon trick. I'm gonna attack first without playing a land. He just takes it. I'm just gonna play a land and say go. Maybe force some action on the end of his turn. This could be a growth spiral, which would be annoying. I'm assuming it's a growth spiral. Just a land. It's actually pretty good for me. Because even if he arrows here... Explosives on 1, wow. That's desperate. That's very desperate. I don't care about what I reveal here. He just cracks that. Now he needs exactly force. Alright. This 1 point of damage is very relevant because I'm holding a Seal of Fire. Actually, does he have black in there? Okay. Let's pay. I don't think my opponent realizes that that Search of Tomorrow is going to be painful. I also just win here. And there you go. Alright, yeah, this is pretty desperate. Against blue, if you start with even a single creature, you need to have answer for it, and sure, they probably play push and bolt, but you do need to have those answers. So I think that game 1 was well fought, but I think that game 2 my opponent just kept a bad hand. This hand's risky. It's a lot of 2-drops. I can't keep this. Oh, this hand's awful too. Wow. Wow. Okay, game. Screw you too. And he Thoughtseize me here. No, but he has Fatal Push. So this Eidolon gonna be bad. What's this? Sure. I'll discard a land here. I have 3 of them. Kinda did me a favor there by tapping out. Might have Liliana here, which would be a problem. Definitely has push, yeah. Because a Jund deck that doesn't open with this card has turn 1 removal for sure. This is a Tarmogoyf, which is gonna beat me down pretty fast. I'm just gonna go for it. I still need a lot to win. I'm 2 draws off of winning. That Tarmogoyf is clocking me at 3. Oh, now I'm even more draws off of winning. I'm actually only 2 draws from winning, but I doubt I draw a Boros Charm here. That's basically it, right? Yep. I need like Helix into Boros Charm. The multi 5 was definitely problematic. I think I have, yeah. This is fine. Searing Blaze 4. Oops, Searing Blaze 4. Path is good, and actually Skullcrack for Vortex is also good. Skullcrack is slow, and Jund players shouldn't have big chunks of life gain. I'm gonna keep it just because it's Jund. Reserving my rights to discard this Stomping Ground somewhere in time. Okay. Reveals the land. It's a shock land at least, so not too mad. Did he shock himself to kill me? Okay. Should discard the Stomping. Wow. Really? Oh. That's a problem. Well, at least gonna make it so they have to push me there. Yeah, it's fine. they'll always have that push. So there's really no use in trying to... If he Inquisitions here, that's a problem. Takes Helix away for sure. Yeah, that's a pain. Well, that kind of works, I guess. Yeah, Helix is definitely good here. Playing the Sunbaked Canyon in case he plays a Liliana here. And one more fetch, and he's within 2 spells of lethal. There we go. Fetch the basic green, which is a mistake in my opinion. Because it's actually very good. But it's a mistake in my opinion because oh, that's actually a mistake from my part. If he plays Weather the Storm, this just feeds into it. What was I saying? Yeah, playing this Forest here is kind of a mistake. Because he has... Oh, yeah, he plays Kroxa, and maybe he wants to escape that sooner rather than later. What am I doing here? I can't risk drawing Skewer, I think. That's a problem. I'm willing to bet he's holding on to removal there. Because he didn't uptick Liliana. He downtakes her now, but that's fine. Yeah. That's honestly fine. This is a problem. This ends games very quickly. Kroxa ends games very quickly. This goes to show you, and that's lethal for me. I think, I hope. Yep. That was game 2. Same board for game 3. Look, I don't love Path, but I think it's a necessary answer because the way Jund beats me, like reliably, is if they keep a good Goyf hand or a good Kroxa hand. Those are a little harder to actually have. This sounds very risky, but I'm gonna keep. It's good against a turn 1 discard. It's decent against a turn 1 removal spell. Oh. What? That actually makes Tarmogoyf a problem, but if he plays Goyf here, which he shouldn't, I'll assume he's gonna kill one of my creatures. Okay. That's fine. If he has a I'm sandbagging the Vortex. You could have discard here, no discard. Okay. I can trade with Goyf, but that's not something that I want to do. That's not something I want to do, I think. Ah, so close. Pretty much have them dead. And depending on what they play here, I might not actually cast a bolt. They can't really attack and say go. I think I have them miss a corner here. Collective Brutality with no drain. Alright. Does you have Weather the Storm? That would be a great bait. No, it's just Croxa. Sure. Kinda sucks. I was really close to lethal. And this Goyf hits hard. Probably have a lot of turns here. I keep drawing lands. Interesting. I think I actually just lose here. Is there any draw that still does it? A path, maybe? You should 100% escape Croxa here. And I don't think I made a mistake by playing this Vortex. Who knows? Oh yeah, Deflecting Palm would be good here. So I'm just dead right now, which absolutely sucks. I still managed to draw another land. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this game was never gonna be a win. It sucks because I actually had a good hand and a good start. But where did I mess up there? Maybe I should have just triple bolted instead of vortexing. Instead of playing vortex that turn. Maybe I should have put vortex down earlier. I think that maybe I should have just slammed vortex down earlier. Because he then plays Goyf, and then I'm not playing those creatures, and I'm actually getting more damage through. So maybe that was my mistake. I'm down 2 matches already, that's not great. And this hand isn't great either. It has Skullcrack and Goblin Guides, I'm gonna keep. Flooded Strand. That's not ideal, but I can work with it. Hopefully this is not that blue-white taxes list. Because my hand is comically every card that I can't remove creatures with. Which is actually pretty funny. Watery Grave. Hey, how's it going? This is a rough league. I'm 1-2. This is game 1 of match 4. Okay, so I want to bait out the removal here. Okay. Yeah, it's especially because matches 1 and 3, which were our losses, were against Ponza and Jund, and they were pretty similar. Where we lost game 1 very narrowly. Does he have not Spell Pierce, Spell Snare? No Spell Snare, okay. But games 1 and 3 were pretty similar. Like, we lost game 1 by a small margin both times. And then game 3 just got outraced. Okay, I'm fine with just attacking here. If he snaps, he snaps. If he pushes, he pushes. Do have to play around Mana Leak here. Gonna take another course of action. I'm gonna pass the turn here and Boros Charm end of turn. Because my opponent might just not want me to do that. this alongside with this fetch is relevant damage. Hence my opponent does not want it to happen. Ooh. I have to play this first because he has force. He's probably not playing any life gain, right? I better get this over with right now. He's gonna get Mystic Sanctuary, put push on top. Pretty obvious. It's fine because he's now within double bolt range. He still has a force. That lands a problem. It's a no-brainer. Foil on MTGO are kinda ugly. Yeah, I think so too. Lurrus is my only foil, and that's because I got Lurrus on release. I got the full art variant, and sometime later the full art variant is like double the price of the foil ones. So I just swapped them, and I thought, well, I'll then swap this with the normal one when prices normalize. The problem is that the foil one, like, it costs more, but it sells for less. Because less people want them because they're ugly. What did he put on top? Archmage's Charm. That could be an issue. The difference like one ticket. I might make the change. I don't like the foils, so Magiconomics in a nutshell. Well, gotta do what you gotta do. This is just perfect. I'm in a decent position here. My opponent's hand is Cryptic Force and Archmage's Charm. Wait. Did he shuffle away that Cryptic? Or the Force? Oh, he shuffled away the Force, right? Is that correct? Did he shuffle away the Force? Okay, he shuffled away the Force, so... Alright, so that almost cost me the game, actually. Should be a little bit more careful about what he reveals and what he shuffles away. Alright, so... and gave me the game 1 GG, so it's nice to say it back. And apparently this is something that I didn't know about. Oh no, it didn't distract me. I distract myself. That was there from the start. He revealed force, and I said fine. Then I forgot it, he shuffled it away. But yeah, in the end we got there. But let that be a lesson, not only on, keeping tabs on what info you actually have, but count the cards in your opponent's hand to see if there are windows, because I think that it was he shouldn't have tapped out for that Archmage's Charm. Like, he's in control, he has Cryptic up. Whenever I try to play something, he can counter draw and try to get me. And he does know I have Lurrus, but Lurrus and that Seal of Fire aren't enough damage. I'm not on lands to play Lurrus into Eidolon. So I think that Archmage's Charm was just too greedy. It would be cool if Archmage's Charm actually dropped in price. I want to get a couple. I'm interested in playing... all my opponents boarding. I'm interested in playing Splinter Kiki-Jiki. And maybe not this list. I saw a list that I like better, without Crackling Drakes, with 4 Kiki-Jiki, 4 Exarch, and 2 Pestermite. And what else did it have? Not sure, but I like that list better. This is an interesting deck. If you like Splinter Twin, if you're on that train that Splinter Twin should be in banned, and you are not playing that, you're making a mistake. Like, yeah, one mana is relevant, but it's between 4 and 5. It's mostly irrelevant, especially in a control deck. This hand's garbage. I'm gonna keep. Okay, open up with Mystic Sanctuary. Ooh, that's actually the perfect top deck. Revelry put in any work today? Not yet. We played Ponza, Temur, Scapeshift, and Jund, and now Dimir controls, so not really. I'm actually surprised that Amulet, like last week I played against Amulet a bunch. Okay, that's surprising. Discard in a control deck. But yeah, I haven't played against the decks that I put Revelry against, but also the mana base being a little bit more painful hasn't really come up, I think. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, opponent. He said well damn because my hand was 5 bolts. My hand was literally 5 bolts. I'm gonna play the Eidolon here. If he has spells, then it's fine. I wanna chat him out because I laughed, and he might think that I'm making fun of him because he discarded me and I top decked the Eidolon. This field is actually super annoying, but I don't think that my opponent can actually be fielding me here. It's gonna be one hell of a turn. I'm actually tempted into double sealing. Nah. Either just double bolt here. If it were a lightning bolt, I would have played a seal, but these are both sorceries, so. By the way, I'm gonna say this because I think I should. I usually say that you lose one game per league due to variance, and this should be my opponent's loss to variance because, I mean, I kept 2 lands and 5 bolts. I top deck a Swiftspear turn 1, he discarded me, I only had bolts, and then I top deck Eidolon, like perfectly on curve. Yeah, that's a bit too good. My opponent was nice, I'm just wishing him luck for the rest of the league. Yeah, that match was pretty gross from a variance point of view, but you know, it happens. Alright, playing for the even, Steven. I don't love this position, but it's better than playing for the pity play points. So I'll take it. You're actually on the play. Being on the play is quite relevant, especially with burn. Okay. This hand. We're up against a Lurrus deck. Actually makes me want to keep this because I have turn 1 removal into turn 2 Eidolon. And I'm actually playing this. I'm gonna conceal the info that I'm on burn. This is probably on shadow. Ooh. No plays from him, huh? Does that mean he's on removal? Ah, that's a good draw actually. I'm going to play this Eidolon if he is on removal. That's good for me. It's not great, but it's decent. I have a Searing Blaze. I'm assuming Land Bolt. So this should be Rakdos Shadow. Yeah, this is fine, this is fine. Best case scenario, he plays a Scourge here. Ooh, a Kroxa. It's not great. That's not great. Oh, what am I discarding here? I guess Searing Blaze. That's decent. This is not the good position, but I think that it's also... Like, he's at 7, but he probably has to play a fetch sometime. I hope. That's my plan here. Scourge. That Searing Blaze would have been great right now. Or a Helix. Could you please? Well, I have him at 1, which means maybe I can do it. A Battle Rage here is pretty good. Bobble. Okay, so his land situation is very treacherous. Another Scourge. I think I have to do it. Deck should pull through for you. You'd think, but if I don't draw a damage spell here, I'm kinda screwed. Not a damage spell. My opponent's effectively on 2 mana, but if he pulls face... Okay. If he Battle Rages, he still kills me, right? Because first strike I get 4, then those are 10. Yeah. If he has Battle Rage, that's still lethal. But if he has Bolt or Push, it's not. If he has Bolt, it's not lethal. I can't beat a Battle Rage here, yeah. Sadly. There it was. Alright, it happens, it happens. Path... Do I want to play Vortex? No, right, yeah, that's my conclusion here. Is that Vortex isn't good. Because they do play Mishra's Bauble, they do have a Lurrus plan, where Bauble gets tons of value. That's not their plan A, their plan A is just racing me, and Vortex is bad there, especially since I lose time to play it, and then they hit me, and then I'm behind on the race, and Vortex just is unpleasant. Would you like to play first? Yes, I would. Okay, so this is going to be an uphill battle now. This is a good hand. Could actually fetch for a basic here. I don't want to turn on Scourge too early. God damn it, Croaks is such an annoying card. Because I think I faked out my opponent last game with... Oh no. I kept Bolt plus Eidolon. Him fetching away that Bolt is actually relevant. I'm assuming he has removal here. Sure. Okay, land go. Yeah, I think that's... It's fine. And now I need to hope he doesn't have like a discard spell. If he plays a Kroxa, I'm discarding the land. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I'm fine on 2. If I keep drawing gas, I'm fine. If I draw some more lands, that's fine too. That's a snap play. He has to deal with this now, which is not always easy. It's not always easy. Ooh. That could be a problem. That could definitely be a problem. It's just lethal, so it works. We got to machine gun them down, which is cool. I hate that the begin sideboarding button only appears a little after. Yeah, same hand, same list, I think. On this intense game 3. I might want to review my game 1 losses this league, because they were all against midrange, and that's worrying. That usually means that it's a problem with the list, not with the piloting. So I might want to look into that. Because if I'm losing on by inches, then maybe Seal of Fire is the reason why. So I'll have to look into that. Okay, so I've yet to see Helix in this matchup. Can you imagine if I top deck Helix in that game 1? I just win. Like in that turn where Scourge was a 3-3. That was at 17. This hand is decent. This hand is decent. It suffers a little bit if he manages to, like, the mana base is a bit painful, and if he goes turn 1 discard my path, and this hand gets a little worse, which he will. Aha. Now the real question: do I care about that Swiftspear? I don't, right? I care about my opponent's life total. Little Bowmat. Okay. He plays the Bowmat here, yeah. The attack with both. It does. Interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I think I just want to race here. Could be a problem. I have a lot of gas. And he does have to respect the path. Like, I'm behind on this race, but not even behind. Doesn't have black. With double Boros Charm, just gonna let him take what he wants. Yeah, he has to respect the path there. It's actually good. I'm so curious in knowing if a Rakdos burn list with Scourge works, but Scourge is so expensive. Yeah, it's a tough turn for my opponent. Yeah, this is where. Ooh, I almost accidentally clicked on. Ooh, if I draw a land here, I'm actually in a super. Ooh. It's not the land I want to see. It's not the land I want to see. I actually don't want to take. Okay. If I'm not attacking with Goblin Guide. If he bolts my Goblin Guide and taps, let's assume he double bolts me. Do I die? It's 9, 10. I'll be at 11. If he goes land, bolt, bolt, Battle Rage, I do lose. I'm making probably some scenarios that are too far-fetched. Here's the situation. He's going down to 6, but if he double discards me, well, if he double discards me, he's double discarding me anyway. So this is my play, yeah. I think this is the correct choice. The only reason to play out my hand is if I were afraid of discard spells. But if I play 2, imagine I Charm plus Bolt, he's still discarding 2 spells, so... And this is the reason that this deck doesn't play Soulscar Mage. You saw how my opponent didn't really have the prowess cards to push damage with Swiftspear. Like, Swiftspear's slightly better than Soulscar in a Shadow deck because it has haste. It's a free block, right? Did I get bamboozled? Does my opponent have Cling to Dust? If he plays Cling to Dust here, he actually beats me. Not anymore. Could you imagine? Yeah, I shouldn't have blocked there. I shouldn't. Well, he can still sack it. He can still sack it, and in respect, yeah, but then that's a lot worse. And just, yeah, that was actually dangerous. That was actually dangerous. I don't think I can lose now. I have Skullcrack. Play around any shenanigans. Build, Skewer, hold up, crack. Exactly that. The only way he wins here is if he helixes me. Not even then. Because I drew the land, I get to play 9 damage, so... Oh! That's interesting. Wait, why didn't he... Oh my god, he should have played that last turn. It's still not enough. Still not enough, because 4 puts him at 3, so I have exactly lethal. But yeah, Kai's was actually a card that I wasn't playing around. Okay, so I managed to go even. Okay, let me actually do this on stream real quick. Why did I lose this game 1? Okay, I remember now. Okay. Okay. I remember now. I killed the Arbor Elf, which I think is correct. My opponent just answered with Scavenging Goose. Does this just play the game on a decent speed? It does. And here I mull to 5. Okay, so it's not a list problem, I think. This was pilot error. You can argue that the other one was variance because you did find 2 of Scavenging Goose. And my match won against Shadow. Is there any real reason I lost that? I guess you can argue I kept a suboptimal hand. You know what's funny? This deck, Rakdos Shadow, feels less disruptive than Goblins. I think that says a lot about how bad Goblins lists are. Yeah, I killed my dude. Discarded Searing Blaze here, which was correct in my opinion. Yeah, I think I can chalk this one up as a suboptimal hand. You really didn't push any damage through. Like, he had exactly... Having double Scourge into Battle Rage is pretty unbeatable. Yeah, okay. Okay, decent league. Again, I think that... wait, Green Splash is a bit meh. I mean... That's the thing, you know, you want to see my list without the Green Splash? Here's my list without the Green Splash. Take out these 2 lands, I put one of these and one of these. There's barely any difference. That's why I'm on the Green Splash, because there isn't much difference. Just take your limbs and put in wear and tear. The thing is that I'm not really worried, in the sense that because, okay, here's the thing about wear and tear. Wear and tear is bad against Amulet. Paying 2 mana to kill an Amulet and not advancing your plan is terrible. Paying 2 mana to kill an Amulet and deal 2 damage is slightly better. And you might say, well, yeah, but you're aiming for Dryad, which is a 1 mana kill Dryad, so it's good. Yeah, but if that were the case, I wouldn't be signing it in. I wouldn't be signing in a Dryad specific answer, which might be a mistake, to be honest. Like, maybe I should be signing in Dryad specific answers. But I just don't think that wear and tear is impactful enough. Like, the difference in the mana base is so little right now that I really do think it's not that big of a deal, especially when the meta isn't super aggressive. I did lose to Ponza and Jund, but it was because of their disruptive side, life gain in Ponza and discard in Jund. It wasn't because of their aggressive side, so that's why I'm not blaming the Green Splash for the losses. I know, I just think it's worth it right now, because Amulet decks are really good. Amulet decks and Uru Omnath decks are tier 1. And everything else is below those 2. Which is why Ponza is somewhat coming back, because when your tier 1 is Titan and Amulet, Blood Moon is actually good. Well, either way, thank you for watching and see you next time.